Hey everybody, this is the LEGO DC Superhero set Batman Attack of the Talons, aka Batman Gets a Tricycle. It's a tricycle. There's no point in trying to sugarcoat it. Yeah, it's a very large tricycle, and it probably has a very large engine. It's probably very fast and all that, but it's a tricycle. You know, Batman owns it. We can own it too. This one has a couple of stud shooters on the side, just one side for that. Actually, kind of nice little suggestion of suspension linkages there towards the top. They didn't need to do that, but I appreciate that very much. Probably my favorite detail here, just the fact that they included that. The overall shape of this is not too bad. I personally don't like the use of the tan in the seating area. I mean, it's so large for him for the minifigure that he just stands there. But I really like the rear fender, as simple as it is. Not just the shape of it, but the placement of it. You know, it gives it that fat tail kind of feel. You got the two exhaust pipes coming up in the back. Those are supposed to be down. I mean, you can turn them up if you want. Small rack for some accessories on the side. I'll show you the full set of accessories that are included in this set. Some of them will fit there, some of them will not. This has just 3 stickers, one for the tail light, one up front for the headlight. Got one little console sticker right there, and then there are these bat spinners on the thing. So one on either side. Those just fit directly over a stud. So there's just an anti-stud on the back side of that, and it just spins up. Hey, that actually has that kind of cool comic look from decades and decades ago. Yeah, actually like that. That's one of the accessories that are included here, but you know, that's it. It's just a vehicle. It holds a figure and looks kind of cool, and it's easy to grab. That's one nice thing about this style. You get this big, you know, wide base in the front and the big tires and everything, but even for small hands, it's easy just to grab this from the back and roll it on off. So I think it's a fine toy. So here are those bat accessories, and I did go ahead and pull the ones off the tricycle so you can see the full set here. And in addition to these, they have a couple of the batarangs, the regular ones in black in this set, but you can use these here as batarangs as well, and they're easy to hold on to and put into a little bit more of a believable throwing position, I think, by just holding at one end. But these have, you know, the bar sized ends. These can be used as blades. They can also be used to build up larger weapons. If you have other pieces, like you can put a sword or lightsaber hilt on the base of this, and then add a bar to the other end, turn it into a pole weapon. These can be used as shields, or you can use them as a human to, you know, just grab that and throw it at the figures. And these are definitely intended to be shields. So these have and these as well have just an anti-stud on the opposite side, so you can stick the top of a minifigure hand in that. And then the little ones can be used, you know, as spinner caps, or I guess hubcap nuts, you know, wheel nuts, or they can also be used kind of like shurikens, you know, like throwing stars, throwing bats. Again, a batarang sort of thing, but just smaller. So here's Batman himself with his armored suit in gunmetal gray and matching gunmetal gray cowl. No print on either of those, and especially with the armor having no print, and with its shape having large smooth areas, almost looks like a prototype to me, or I don't know, it just looks a little bit plain. I have a little bit mixed feelings about that because I really like the color, and I also like what they have for the head print underneath there showing through the cowl. I don't know, let me know what you think about that, but it's an interesting design that I personally haven't seen before with, you know, just with no print like that. It's different. It has a different kind of aesthetic. But then the whole figure is done mostly in gunmetal gray, including the arms and the torso and the hip and the legs. And there's the back torso print and that alternate face print, which shows when he has already taken some damage and he's kind of, you know, on the ropes a little bit. There's what that looks like through the cowl, so you don't see as much of it. It's almost a shame that you don't get a hairpiece to go with this, but I guess, you know, he has kind of a balaclava on in total, so you know, his hair would be covered even if you took the cowl off at this point. But there's that main print. Looks like we may have an issue with this being offset again a little bit. Yep. Wow, that is that is amazing just how far that is offset. You know, we're looking at this straight on from the back, and he's looking off to the side compared to the other print. They just keep getting farther and farther off. I don't understand how Lego has made this mistake on so many different lines throughout this entire series, and it seems like it's getting worse. But really good prints though. All the prints. I guess the hip print is just a little bit blurry, but I like the details that they attempted there. Yeah, that's probably something that will be better on some than on others, but I like the leg print on this. I like the torso print so much, and the head prints look good as well. And then here we have a couple of the Court of Owl's Talons, the very elite assassins, very, very dangerous opponents to Batman, actually incredibly skilled at combat. And I mean, you see the damage that they offer up as an option to show on the Batman. This set is designed for small kids, but this is actually some pretty rough stuff if you really get into the stories of it and the simulated reality behind those stories. These are pretty well done though. Fairly modern design for them, and you get a couple different types of weapons with the katanas and the claw style weapons. Last but certainly not least, this is Ace the Bat Dog, and probably there are some collectors out there who want this set because it includes Ace the Bat Dog. But for the folks this set is really made for, the kids, this is great because it's a dog, and it's a superhero dog, and it's a Batman dog. It's a dog that has taken on the character of Batman by virtue of wearing the cloak and having a cape on. That's the way that most kids will see it. It's just an awesome basis for imagination to absolutely go wild. So I think it's great that they included this. It's nice that it also has the ability to turn the head a little bit. Needs some articulation. It's good to have some articulation rather than just a single static piece. You got the little cape back here, which is a short one. It's the style it's designed for short-legged minifigures, for example. It's not the full-length one, although you could just put that onto Batman if you want. It'll look a little bit short, but it is usable with minifigs. And you can attach this to surfaces by just a single stud, so any of those are secure enough to hold the figure, even if it's going vertical up the side of a building or something. And it has that one paw with the clip shape, so it's able to hold anything that is the size of a bar or the shape of a bar, and that would include even a Batarang. If you want to give a Batarang to the Bat Dog, that is totally doable. And like I say, it's just great for the kids. So I think I've said it already by now. I think this is a pretty good toy set. It actually has pretty good balance with the two very dangerous bad guys that will be hiding, lurking in the shadows and coming out and striking and then hiding back away against just the one Batman, though the Bat Hound will be able to come in and provide some assistance as needed. I am a little bit disappointed in the price though. It's just another example of Lego in general becoming rather expensive. I feel like the price is high for what you get here, for the volume of stuff. Not even looking at the price to part ratio. You do get a nice number of figures for such a small set, but I wish this was, I think 15 would be a fantastic price, $15 US, but probably lower than is reasonable. I think that this should be between 15 and 20, so right around like the $16.99 or $17.99 range. It's 20, which is not that much of a stretch, but just still feels a little bit high to me personally. But that's it for my thoughts, so thanks for watching. I'll talk to you again very soon.